Hi everyone, it's Cherie. Today's video is going to be a little different. Today I'm going to talk about why I decided to start a YouTube video at 47 years old. And in particular, why I started a cruise YouTube channel as somebody who, at the point when I decided to start this channel, I had only been on one cruise. Hey, I just want to interrupt this introduction to say I almost didn't post this video. I was feeling a little bit unsure of whether this content was appropriate for my channel. I'm a cruise tuber. I do cruise vlogs and I do cruise reviews, but this is a more personal story about my YouTube journey, about why I started YouTube. And after considering it, I'm going to post it, and here is my reason why. I have this sign in my living room that I've had for years and years and years, and it says inspire, to encourage someone to greater effort, enthusiasm, and creativity, and to awaken a particular feeling in somebody. I've been inspired by so many other creators, and I just wanted to share a little inspiration for you. If you're somebody who binges cruise content because you've been thinking about maybe that's something you would like to do, but you think you're too old or too inexperienced or too whatever, maybe this is the video for you. Or if you're just nosy and you want to hear my story after watching some of my vlogs, I just wanted to share it with you guys. I'm just going to be vulnerable and put it out there. If this doesn't sound like it's something for you, just stop watching right now and just wait till my next cruise vlog comes out. I'll be back to the regular scheduled content in the next video. But I've gotten quite a few extra subscribers lately. There's 884 of you that watch my channel now. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about who I am and maybe encourage you to do something you've been just a little too frightened to do in your own life. All right, back to the video. So let's just jump right into it. I'm holding my comfy pillow for moral support because it feels weird getting a little more personal than I usually do on my channel. But when I started this channel back in June of last year, when I posted my very first very awful video, it was a tour of the MSC Seascape, and that was basically me just practicing editing, and my camera footage was terrible because I just didn't know what I didn't know. I was filming with my iPhone at the time, and you know, it was really hot outside, and I'd go from outside to inside and my camera lens would fog up, and I was just like, I'm gonna post it anyways, because I had made a deal with myself that especially in the beginning, no matter how bad it was or how bad I thought it was, I had to just post it anyways, because the only way to get better is by doing, right? And I had to get over that fear of being seen or being, you know, people thinking that it was awful or ridiculous. But let me back up just a little bit. I have always been obsessed with travel in general, and I had never really been interested in cruising, but I won a cruise. My then husband and I won a cruise through our businesses. Because it was free, I said, well, why not? So we drove to Galveston and we got on Voyager of the Seas. It was only a 4-day sailing, and I had the best time. I really thought I was gonna hate it, honestly. I just thought, you know, this isn't real travel. I was kind of a bit of a travel snob, I guess you would call me. And I was already obsessed with travel YouTube. I had been for years, especially since 2020, you know, when the lockdown happened. I just dove headfirst into travel YouTube and would sit and dream about, wouldn't it be great, you know, to do this? And at the time, I still had 3 of my children were still living at home. I have 4 children. Let me preface it with that. I have 4 children. 3 of them are adults and out on their own now. And my youngest child, Eli, who you've seen in some of my videos, is turning 14 tomorrow. So, like I said, the cruise was great. What led me to the YouTube is that when we won the cruise, I did a lot of research. And of course, I used YouTube and I watched tons and tons and tons of cruise tubers, one of which was a channel called Grounded Life Cruises. Now, Grounded Life Cruises also has like 4 other channels. They are full-time, slow retirement travels. They retired early and now they travel full-time around the world slowly, meaning, you know, they stay usually a month or so in each location, if not longer. And they had all of these great tips and tricks, and they were doing this on $4,000 a month, and I just became really intrigued. They started sharing their income from YouTube, and they offered a course for people over 40 who were interested in starting a YouTube. Now, I just let that sit and simmer in the back of my mind. You know, at the time, things were tumultuous in my life, and yes, it was like a pipe dreamy type of thing that I would file away for later, but really I was just researching about the cruise. So fast forward to, we go on the cruise in February, we have a great time, but things in my marriage were not so good, and they hadn't been for a long time. But when you're raising kids and I homeschool, you know, it just never seemed like the right time. And then one day there was this tiny little proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, and I left that marriage. And very soon after I would leave the businesses that we started, I moved in temporarily with a friend and I ordered the YouTube course. By the way, I will leave a link in the description for the YouTube course that I took, because it also comes with a community that has proved to be invaluable to me. But back to the story. So I took this YouTube course, you know, staying in my friend's spare bedroom, and I had already booked another cruise right after we got off that first cruise. I loved it so much that I booked another cruise on Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas for Eli's then 13th birthday. I booked it for me, my husband, Eli, my other son, and his girlfriend. Now, I left my husband before this cruise. And it's not funny, guys, but you know, it was a debacle. I should have YouTubed that, but I did not. So the next cruise that I went on, we decided to be adults and to go on this cruise anyways, even though I had left the home because it was Eli's birthday and we wanted to give that to him. We had paid for the trip. He was very excited about it. And so we did go on the cruise. I took the course, and then I decided to book another and another and another. And in November of last year, the people that offered the course, Grounded Life, offered a kind of impromptu, unofficial group cruise with people who had also taken the YouTube Over 40 course, and we all met up. That was the Discovery Princess cruise that I went on out of LA, and it was life-changing. So that, in a nutshell, is how this whole CruiseTube channel came to be. But I do want to back up and say that, like I said before, not only had I been really interested in travel for many years, I had been interested in a nomadic style lifestyle for many, many years, decades even before YouTube was really a big thing. I followed these bloggers at the time who traveled around the country in an RV with their children, and they homeschooled. I wanted to do that so badly, and I wouldn't stop talking about it, and I wouldn't stop talking about it, and I had made all these plans and done all this research and like presented all of this to my husband, like we could really make a go of this. This was before we had businesses, and I only had 3 kids at the time, and Eli's 14, so that tells you how long ago it was. And we got so far as I convinced him that we sold our vehicles. We bought a truck and an inexpensive fifth wheel, but we ended up parking that fifth wheel at an RV park in our hometown, and we just never left. He just really didn't want it as bad as I did, and I realized we were never gonna leave that RV park, and I relented, and we ended up getting a home, starting businesses, and so on and so forth. So this is something that had been stewing in my brain, this alternative type lifestyle, for quite some time. And I just took the opportunity of me leaving the marriage and selling my half of the businesses to just jump headfirst into my dreams. You know, people think when you get to be over 40, like you're just over the hill and it's too late for you to do anything new. And one thing that I've learned through this YouTube community and the slow retirement travel community, because that's ultimately my goal when Eli, maybe even when he's 17, if I can convince him to travel with me half the year. If not, when he's 18, my ultimate goal is to retire and full-time travel on a budget and YouTube it. But one thing that I've learned from this community is it is never too late. There's a lady in our community right now who is in her 70s who is about to start full-time traveling. So in a nutshell, I mean, that is the crazy road that led me to the point that I am now. I'm on a quest to sell like all 9 of the major lines, like Royal Caribbean, MSC, Carnival, Princess, Disney, Virgin, NCL, Celebrity. Is that it? Maybe there's only 8. I could throw Margaritaville in there, but I'm scared of that. But anyways, I wanted to sell all of the major lines, and I gave myself the goal of trying to be monetized in 1 year. So we are coming up on 11 months. In a little over a week will be my 11-month mark. And I'm at 880 something subscribers right now. And in order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 5,000 watch hours. So I hit the watch hours a while ago, and I'm just waiting on those subscribers so that I can be monetized. It has been the journey of a lifetime for me. You know, whether I end up making lots of money from YouTube or not, the community that I have found, the confidence that I have gained in myself, the confidence that I have gained in myself and my ability is priceless. And so I wanted to make this video not only to introduce myself, hey y'all, hey, but to say, if you've ever thought about doing YouTube or doing anything that might seem ridiculous or crazy or really out of the box to everybody else around you, don't count yourself out, and don't push your dream to the side or sweep it under the rug because people around you might say that it's a pipe dream, because you don't know what you don't know. Grounded Life, Allie and Rob, started this journey about 8 years ago, and they have 5 YouTube channels, and they share their income from their YouTube channels on their Grounded Life retirement channel, and it's pretty incredible. Also, there's another YouTuber, Poverty to Paradise, Linnell, who lives on cruise ships full time, who also left a toxic marriage and started this later in life, retired early. And she lives on cruise ships for $2,500 a month, and her YouTube channel has skyrocketed. So I'm surrounded by people that inspire me, that encourage me, and that support me. That would be my advice, to find like-minded people and to listen to your own heart. Listen to the calling of your own spirit and forget what everybody else says. Find some people that are like you, because that's what I did. So that's really personal and really different, but I just wanted to share that. I'm really hoping to meet that monetization goal, so I need a little over 100 subscribers. So here's your reminder. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do that, and check out my cruise vlogs. They've gotten better. They didn't start out so great, but I really am proud of myself, the way that I've improved, the way that I continue to strive to do better, and I learn new things, new techniques, and I'm able to be more myself. I'm not as afraid to show up as I used to be. You know, I didn't even vlog the first few cruises because I just was so afraid to be seen. Even though I would, you know, record vlog material, I just could, you know, I felt so uncomfortable. I was afraid people were looking at me and judging me and like, who is she? Why is she talking to the camera out here? You know, I just had all of those voices, you know, the voices we have in our head. And the only voice that matters is the one that's here. I've learned that through this journey. So thanks to you all who are already subscribed and already watching my videos, and to the ones that have been here since the beginning and suffered through some tragic content. Just thank you so much. I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. And every comment just encourages me to keep going. So that's it, guys. Remember, the link is in the description to the YouTube course. If you want to do it, let me know that you're interested in it and that you got the course, and I can say hey to you in the community. Until next time, guys, happy cruising.